Welcome to this presentation of Danbridge's new third harmonic distortion tester, CLT10. The CLT10 is designed for testing all electronic components in both production lines and laboratory use. The CLT10 consists of a control unit from which you may control the measuring unit below. The CLT10 operates on either 110 or 220 volts. This is set on a switch on the back of the unit. In this case, the power supply is 220 volts. After setting the operating voltage, connect the control unit and measuring units on the back with the enclosed fiber optic cables. The CLT10 comes with a cable and connectors to measure all electronic components, such as resistors and capacitors, or to connect to an external measuring setup. The CLT10 measures any given resistor or capacitor's distortion by comparing the blue 10 kHz sine wave with the generated red 30 kHz third harmonic distortion wave. The green second harmonic wave is not suitable for this purpose. In order to get precise measurements, it is important the impedance range of the object to be measured is set correctly. The measuring unit is turned on by pushing the MV or measure voltage switch. The voltmeter shows the 30 kHz voltage in either absolute volts or in decibels or dB below the 10 kHz voltage. The 10 kHz sine wave and range for the voltmeter can be manually set on the panel to the right. Incorrect settings will result in overflow, OFL, or underflow, UFL, which will be indicated in the display panel. However, it is recommended to use the CLT10's auto range function. In this setup, a capacitor in test has a ratio of -158 dB. Typically, this is acceptable. One of the two already tested capacitors failed the test with a ratio of -155 dB, while the other passed with a ratio of -165 dB. The higher the absolute value of dB, the better the component. When testing a batch of components, attach the cable to your test setup. After having set the voltage and impedance to be tested, and the voltage to test it with, turn on the measuring unit by pushing the MV button. 1/4 watts is generally accepted as a good power level for a test. The CLT10 is designed to put out a measuring power of 2.5 watts at the 10 kHz frequency. Therefore, the RMS voltage can be adjusted according to any impedance being tested. Within 4 different impedance intervals, the voltage can be adjusted by pressing on the keys to the right to deliver the IEC norm power exactly 1/4 watts through any given resistor. The 30 kHz third harmonic is measured with the optimal sensitivity when setting the range in auto. The CLT10 has a built-in functionality to accept or reject components in test based on their distortion. In this case, the upper limit is set to -95 dB, and the lower limit is set to -120 dB. The component in test is discarded due to a too high distortion at -90 dB. To test a resistor with 1/4 watts, press the 1/4 watts button on the panel until the right side of the display shows 250. Enter the resistor in test, in this case 10 kΩ, by its color code and press enter. The left side of the display will show the 10 kΩ. On the 10 kHz generator, press MV to have the voltage corresponding to the 1/4 watts power. The left side of the display will show the 50 volts, and the right side will show the third harmonic dB value. For more information about the CLT10, please contact the Danbridge office at the following address or phone number, or visit www.danbridge.com.